안녕하세요, and welcome to another episode of what Shannon is doing in Korea, the latest of which is LASIK eye surgery. What? Yes, about 3 weeks ago, actually, I think it's exactly 3 weeks ago, I had my eyes lasered and sculpted and shaped, and now I can see without contacts or glasses, and it's amazing. So before I even came to Korea, I had sort of researched LASIK eye surgery, um, and I had seen a video of another girl who was teaching in Korea, who had made a lot of videos about her life, and she had gotten eye surgery. She got LASIK, not LASIK, LASEK, which is a little bit different. And she documented her whole experience, and I did some research and found that it was considerably cheaper to get eye surgery done here. But I didn't really look that much into it after that, and after arriving I didn't really look into it because I'm trying to save money while I'm here, not spend a bunch of it on expensive surgeries. But it somehow came up again. One of the other teachers who was here before got eye surgery and had a really, really great experience with it. So I kind of started researching it a little bit again, and I found that there were actually really, really good clinics in Busan. Both Seoul and Busan are, I guess, the major cities for surgery. Seoul is more plastic surgery, I think. I'm sure there's still great eye surgery clinics there. But Busan is really good eye surgery clinics, and just Korea is like one of the top countries, if not the top one, for surgery and medical care at the moment. It's really, really good, and it's not as expensive as in the States. So that was a plus side for me, even though I'm trying to save money. If I'm thinking about getting the surgery anyways, I might as well get it while I'm here and can save money. So I researched a bunch of different clinics, and I found one in Busan that there were a couple of like blogs that I had read and videos that I'd watched on this clinic. They have worked with a lot of different foreigners. Their staff speaks English, so I went on their website and made just a consultation appointment. It was, I wrote down the name of it, the Sojunghannun. I don't know if I'm saying that right because it's in English. It's easier for me to read it if it's in Korean for this actual sounds. But the Sojunghannun Ophthamology Clinic, it's in Hyundai, right across from Shinsegae Mall, so it was super easy to find. It was in, I think, the Centum City Tower, if anyone is randomly watching this video and is curious. It was a really, really nice clinic. I went there, I think, on a Monday. This was, my computer. This was during some break that we had for school. So we didn't have school on Monday or Tuesday, but we had it on Wednesday. So I went there on Monday, and I had heard beforehand that I had needed to stop wearing contacts a few days beforehand. So I stopped wearing them on that Thursday or Friday beforehand, and I went in and basically just had a consultation to see even if I was eligible for eye surgery. So I went in. They were all really, really nice. The clinic was so nice. And I did a bunch of different eye tests. They measured something with my corneal thickness, because if your cornea is too thin, then it's either they can't do the surgery, or it's more difficult, or it's just not recommended. I don't know. They did also like pupil size, because if your pupil is too large, you have a higher chance of getting, I think, halos at night after the surgery, which is basically there's just rings around lights, which can make it more difficult to drive at night. I was worried about that one because I typically have very large pupils, I think due to my bad vision. but apparently they were fine. There was also a like tear duct test. I'm pretty sure they tested for glaucoma because they had the little machine that like blows air into your eye and it's really uncomfortable. And just, yeah, in general, just an eye vision test, because if your eyes are too bad, like to the point of no return, then the surgery may not work. Anyway, they did a bunch of tests, and the nurse, afterwards, I talked to the doctor and the nurse, and they basically laid out, like, this is what your measurements or results and stuff are, and this is what the, I guess, range is for you to be eligible for the eye surgery. And I was within all of the ranges for them, which meant I was eligible, yay! So they went through, basically, if I did decide to do the surgery, all the steps of what it would be. Basically, it sounds really scary, and it kind of was scary during the surgery. They have this thing to clamp your eye open, but it's strange, like during the surgery, I felt like I could blink. It's almost like when you close your eyes and you can still feel like you're blinking, even though you couldn't. And my eyes never felt dry or anything. It wasn't at all uncomfortable. It was just kind of scary because I knew what they were doing. I knew, even though I couldn't feel anything, that at this point they're cutting open a flap on my eye, and at this point they're doing a laser in my eye, and it's just kind of scary to think about. But anyways, that was later. So on Monday I finished the consultation, and I still wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not. They gave me a price, and it was 1,600,000 won, or about 13 to 1,400 US dollars. And in the States, on average, it is like 2,000 to 2,500 per eye. So in total, it could be anywhere from 4 to 5,000. Whereas like this was about 1,400 total US dollars for both eyes. So it's really difficult for me to be like, I just, I'm trying to save money, so I'm not going to do it, because if I want to do it anyway, this is the place to do it while saving money. And I have known like my mom's friends or just other adults, like teachers who have gotten this surgery, who have said it's great, but they're like in their mid 30s, mid 40s, some of them. So how long is it going to be before their eyes kind of go anyways? They don't have as many years to have the really, really good vision. Whereas because I did it now, I should have up until like, I don't know how old I'll be when my eyes naturally start to kind of not be as good, but like I have a lot more time of the good vision without having to worry about contacts or glasses. And I had asked them, I was really nervous about just the chances of something possibly going wrong. And I found out, apparently, there has been 0 cases of anyone going blind from this surgery anywhere globally, ever, that have been reported. They said that the reason they give you your measurements plus like the range to which it's, you are eligible, is because if you're outside of that range, let's say like there's a less than 1% chance of anything going wrong and like the surgery either not working or it possibly making your vision worse. If you have the measurements where like maybe your pupils are larger or your cornea isn't as thick, then those changes increase to like 2 to 5% chance of issues arising. So still not super high, but just they let you know like before the surgery your chances are potentially higher just based on your anatomy. So that made me feel a little bit better that I didn't really have to worry about that. Anyway, so Monday I finished the consultation, kind of mulled it over, thought about it for the next couple of days, and decided, yes, I'm going to do it. I had already, at this point, I hadn't been wearing my contacts for a while, and you need like a week, because even if you have the best contacts in the entire world, it still can kind of cut off oxygen to your eye, which can affect like swelling or make it swell a little bit and affect the measurements that they take, and in turn affect the surgery. So they needed my eyes how they are naturally without any possible swelling or anything, so that they knew um, that they had accurate measurements and could then perform the surgery in the same context, if that makes sense. Let's see, so I had the surgery, I scheduled it for that Friday, right after the Monday consultation. The cool thing was, like, with the surgery, I only had to pay for the surgery. The consultation beforehand was free, and now I've been going back, like, the day after the surgery, I had to go right back, then 2 weeks after, and then a month later I'll have to go. All of those are free, and I can just walk in. I don't even have to worry about making an appointment, which is really nice. Just a side note there. And so I scheduled it for 7:30 on Friday because the clinic is open until I think 9. And so I figured I'd have enough time to get there by taking the bus that left at like 5:20, because we get out of school at 4:10, and the next bus was 5:20, which would go to Busan, and then I had to go from there, take the subway to where the clinic was. Traffic was awful, so the normally like a little over an hour long bus ride was like an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. I can't remember. So Kieran went with me. We decided we were going to take a taxi to try to go faster than the subway because it's rush hour, but that means the subway is also going to be very packed. Traffic was still really, really bad even up until like after 7. So I called the clinic and told them, sorry, I'm running late, and they said it was fine. I didn't actually arrive until like 7:50, which was 20 minutes late. Sorry, clinic. But they were fine with it. There was only like one other patient there when I went. I think just because it was that late. So we went there and they got me all like ready. They did the same tests all over again just to make sure nothing had changed. And then I got like, I didn't have to change or anything, but I got like a hospital gown to go over my clothes. And then I went through like, before going into the operating room, I was in like this little doorway almost, but it was larger because it was like a box, and I had an air shower, I think, to get any dust or anything off of my clothes. So that was fun. Well, not fun. It was funny. And then from there, I went into the operating room. From the blogs that I had read, they had the people who had been getting surgery had like a friend or a husband, boyfriend, whatever, come in with them. So Kieran came with me, but he didn't come with me into the actual operating room. I think he could have if I'd asked, but I didn't really realize that's where I was going until it was like I was already there, and I felt bad asking because I was already 20 minutes late, and they were like already. So Kieran was with me in spirit, like, I don't know, 30 feet away in the next room over in the waiting room. So I'd lay down on this bed, and I think part of the problem with me was because we were running late, we were like running through the different, streets and stuff, and then we finally got there. I didn't really have a chance to breathe and relax. And so I'm on the operating table. My heart is still kind of like pounding from the adrenaline of being late and just I'm about to get eye surgery. Oh my gosh. And so the doctor kept telling me, just relax, it's okay. And it was hard to relax. But he talked me through the entire surgery. He said, okay, like, you're going to see a light now. Now the light's going to go away. Here we're cutting the flap. Okay, can you see the light again? It should be blurry. Yes, okay. Talked with me the whole time, which really helped. And it was really, really fast. Afterwards, it's strange. Like, my eyes, I was kind of out of it, almost like I was shaking because it was all the adrenaline, I think. And things were kind of blurry, but right after, I could already see better than how I could see, like, with no contact lenses. So that was already a little bit reassuring. They put in contact lenses right after the surgery to hold that flap in place. It worked as like a bandage. And then I slept with them overnight, and I got not a bunch, but different prescription eye drops that I have to use. I'm still using them. I think I will be using them for the next like 3 months because I haven't even finished the first bottle of them, and I've got like 2 or 3 of each. And they said use them until they're finished. I use them 3 times a day. And so after the surgery, they served a little like green tea cake and gave us some tea, which is really cute. This clinic's really nice. They're all about the service. And Kieran and I had booked a hotel like right around the corner because I knew I would have to come back for the follow-up appointment the next day. That's why I decided to do the surgery on Friday and then come back Saturday because they're not open on Sundays. So Kieran kind of helped me walk around to the hotel place. And at that point, I'm glad I did the surgery in the evening and I could just take a melatonin and try to sleep because that's what they say. Just close your eyes, like try to rest, try to sleep because the next like 7 hours are going to be the worst of it. And it wasn't painful. It was just really uncomfortable. Before the surgery, the contact solution that I used was Clear Care, and it's got this bright red cap because it's got, I think, hydrogen peroxide in it, and so you have to wait like 6 hours after putting your contacts in before like unscrewing it and then being able to put your contacts in your eyes because you have to wait for it to neutralize. Otherwise, it kind of burns your eyes. And it felt as though I had put some of that solution in my eyes. Like it wasn't awful, but it just kind of felt like it was burning, which wasn't very fun. So it was a little bit difficult for me to fall asleep. By the time we got to like the hotel room and stuff, it was probably 9:30. And I don't think I fell asleep until almost midnight. I was just listening to an audiobook and trying to sleep and using eye drops. But it was really cool. In the middle of the night, I woke up to go to the bathroom and my eyes were really, really dry. But at that point, I didn't have any of the discomfort or pain. And I could see. It was so cool. It was just weird being able to see without having contacts or glasses. It seems like such a small thing because I'd used contacts for so long. Like, what does it take? Like 10 seconds to put it in or out of your eye. But I don't know. It's pretty cool not having to worry about it. When I had talked to my mom about it, she always has this fear of losing her vision. So anything messing with your eyes, she didn't want anything to do with. Whereas I have always had this fear of like, what if something happens and I can't, like, what if the house is on fire in the middle of the night and I can't get out because I can't put in my contacts. There's smoke and fire everywhere and I can't find my glasses and how am I going to get out? I can't see. So that's been my secret fear. And now I don't have to worry about it. Crisis averted. Yeah, so the next day I went back to the clinic. They took out the contact lens. I could already see like fine. And then they took out the bandage contact lens and I could see even better. And they said, they tested my eyes. And they said I already was seeing at 20/20, if not better than 20/20, which was really exciting. I guess my vision beforehand was like 2200 or 2300. And now they said again after my second follow-up 2 weeks afterwards that it was still really good, like 20/20, 30/20, which means basically if someone of average eyesight or whatever is looking at something and trying to read something from 20 feet away, I can read it the exact same thing from 30 feet away. So I have even better vision than 20/20. I don't know if I explained that right. Anyway, hopefully it won't progress because it's really nice being able to see. Yeah, ever since then I've been doing my eye drops and everything. My eyes are still pretty dry when I wake up in the morning. So I need to put in my eye drops right away when I wake up anyways. But that's really the only side effect that I have now. I can't do anything like taekwondo or something where I might get punched in the face because that flap could still potentially like come off because it's not fully healed. But no, the biggest thing really was just I couldn't rub my eyes. And I didn't really feel the need to. They weren't itchy or anything. And wearing contacts, I couldn't rub my eyes for years anyways because they would mess up my contacts. So that hasn't been an issue. I have 1 more week before left because I have to wait a month before drinking or smoking because I'm such a smoker. I think it has something to do with the blood capillaries or something. I don't know. And no, like going to spa land or like a public bath or pool or anything for a month. So I have 1 week left, and then I can return to completely normal activities. And I can start, smoking. Not. Yeah, so basically, oh my gosh, this video is 20 minutes long. If you've made it this far, good on you. Basically, the surgery went very, very well. I have one more checkup. I don't expect anything to go wrong. But that checkup is like 3 weeks. And I'm really, really happy that I got this surgery. Yeah, and it was fine doing it in Korea. So I wanted to make a video kind of about my experience with it. This video ended up being a lot longer than I expected. So sorry for rambling on. But this is my latest update of what I'm doing in Korea. Saving lots of money and then spending it. Alright. Until next time.